everyone. Welcome back for another deep dive. You know how we do it around here. We find something that grabs our attention, and we just got to dig in, uncover those little details, those interesting facts that maybe you wouldn't notice at first glance.
Absolutely.
And today, we're setting our sights on a particular boat, a 2009 McKee craft, 28-foot pilot house. They've christened her the Swashbuckler.
Nice.
And we've got the listing right here. And let me tell you, a few things just popped out right away. I mean, we're talking engines that have been meticulously cared for. Never, and I mean never, had a drop of ethanol gas in them.
Wow.
A U.S. Coast Guard certification that basically says this boat laughs in the face of sinking. And get this, a custom Portuguese pilot house.
Oh, now that's intriguing.
Yeah, so we thought, let's dive in, let's figure out what these features really mean, why they matter, and maybe, just maybe, we'll uncover a thing or two about this swashbuckler and what makes her tick. What do you think?
I think that's a fantastic idea, because when you see a listing highlighting things like that, it's not just about the features themselves, right? It's like getting a glimpse into the mind of the person who owned this boat, how they cared for it, their priorities. Did they value performance, reliability, safety? It all starts to paint a picture.
Okay, so first things first, we got to lay down the basics. We're dealing with a 2009 McKee craft, 28-foot pilot house 28, the Swashbuckler. She's currently hanging out in Harker's Island, North Carolina.
Ah, Harker's Island.
Yep. And the listing tells us her main purpose is saltwater fishing. Now, she's a powerboat with a fiberglass hull, so we're not talking sailboats here. And just for those who like the specifics, the hull identification number, that's the HIN, is MKC 28191B809.
Okay, got it. So that gives us a solid starting point. And already, knowing it's a McKee craft, well, that brings a certain reputation, especially when you add in that unsinkable certification, which we'll get into. And Harker's Island, that's a place where boating and fishing are serious business. It's all starting to add up.
Right. It's all connected. Now, let's get to the heart of the matter, the engines. This is where it gets really interesting. The Swashbuckler is rocking twin Suzuki 300 HP four-stroke outboards, both from 2009, same year as the boat. But here's the kicker, and the listing really makes a point of this. These engines have never, ever had ethanol gasoline put in them, not a single drop. And they've been maintained religiously. Now, for those of us who aren't, engine whisperers, what's the big deal about avoiding ethanol in marine engines?
Yeah, that's a huge point, and it often gets overlooked. You see, while ethanol does have its uses, in many marine engines, especially those not specifically designed for it, it can actually cause more harm than good.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Think of it this way. Ethanol loves water. It attracts and absorbs it. Now, in a marine environment where moisture is already a constant factor, this can lead to a whole mess of problems, corrosion inside the fuel system, and something called phase separation.
Phase separation.
Yeah, that's where the ethanol and water decide they don't want to hang out with the gasoline anymore, and they separate. And what you're left with is fuel that can cause anything from poor engine performance, sputtering, rough idling, to complete engine failure. Not good.
That sounds like a nightmare scenario.
Exactly. So the fact that these engines have never seen a drop of ethanol, that tells you the owner was serious about protecting their investment. They knew the risks and took steps to avoid them. It's a sign of a meticulous owner, someone who prioritizes long-term reliability and performance, probably save themselves a ton of headaches and expensive repairs down the road.
That makes a lot of sense. It's like preventative medicine for your boat's heart.
I like that analogy.
So the listing goes on to mention the controls. We've got electronic shift and throttle, which I'm guessing is smoother and more responsive than the old mechanical systems.
Oh, absolutely. Much more precise, much more intuitive.
And this is cool. They've even got a Suzuki twin-engine control pad up on the tuna tower.
Oh, nice. Having that control up on the tower is a game changer.
Yeah.
Think about it. You're up high, you've got a panoramic view, you're looking for fish, and you can control the boat without having to shout down to someone at the helm.
Yeah.
It's a huge tactical advantage. You can position yourself perfectly to, make that perfect cast, follow a school of fish. It just makes everything so much easier.
Makes you feel like a captain,
Absolutely.
Up in the tower, you're in command. And speaking of the tower, we've also got Suzuki engine gauges for each engine up there. So you've got all that vital information right where you need it.
Makes sense. Keeping an eye on those engines is crucial.
Down in the hatch, we've got Rehor water separating filters with fuel shutoff valves for each engine. Now, that sounds like a serious setup for keeping the fuel clean and dry. Again, another sign of a meticulous owner.
Oh, absolutely. Rehor filters are the gold standard in the marine world. They're known for their ability to remove water and those tiny little particles that can wreak havoc on your engine. Having separate filters for each engine, plus those shut-off valves, that's just smart. It's an extra layer of protection. If you ever have an issue with one engine, you can isolate it without affecting the other. It's all about preventing problems before they even start.
Okay, ready to move on to something really, really interesting.
Hit me with it.
This boat is USCG certified unsinkable. Now, that's a bold statement. What exactly does that certification mean, and why is it such a big deal, especially for a boat like this one?
It's a huge selling point, and it goes straight to the heart of safety. When a boat gets that certification, it means the manufacturer has gone above and beyond to make sure it stays afloat, no matter what. They build the hull with enough buoyant material, usually closed-cell foam, so even if the hull gets breached and fills up with water, the boat will still stay on the surface. And McKee Craft, they're based in Fairmont, North Carolina. They've got a long-standing reputation for building unsinkable boats.
So this isn't just some marketing gimmick, there's real engineering behind it.
Oh yeah, it's the real deal.
For someone who's heading offshore to fish, or even just dealing with rough weather, knowing your boat is certified unsinkable must be a huge relief. What kind of peace of mind does that really offer?
It's a game changer in terms of safety. Think about it. If you hit debris, run aground, anything that could cause sledding, an unsinkable boat gives you precious time. Instead of sinking rapidly, it stays afloat. And that can make all the difference when it comes to rescue. It's a level of protection you just don't get with most boats.
And speaking of protection, let's talk about the Swashbuckler's custom Portuguese pilot house. This sounds like a very specific design. What exactly is a Portuguese pilot house, and why is it considered such a great feature for a fishing vessel, especially in all kinds of weather?
It's a unique design that's both stylish and practical. Unlike an open cockpit or a fully enclosed pilot house, a Portuguese bridge usually has these protected walkways or side decks that are kind of recessed and shielded by high bulwarks. And they often have forward-opening doors leading to the main deck. So even in rough seas, you get a safe, sheltered area to move around. And the listing specifically mentions this pilot house has a 360-degree view, which is, pretty amazing for navigation, keeping an eye on other boats, and of course, spotting fish.
Now, the listing also mentions Portuguese windows. What's special about those?
There are typically these forward-sloping windows in the pilot house, and that angle, it's not just for looks. It helps to cut down on glare from the sun and the water, so you get much better visibility.
Which is essential for a fisherman.
Absolutely. You need to see those subtle signs of fish, navigate through crowded areas, be aware of your surroundings, and get this, the listing even mentions air ride seats for both the captain at the helm and the navigator on the port side.
Air ride seats. On a fishing boat? That's pretty luxurious.
It is, and it makes a big difference on those long trips out to the fishing grounds. It really highlights the thought that went into the design, making it comfortable and practical for serious anglers.
Makes sense. And I'm guessing the pilot house is also where all the important electronics are located, keeping them safe from the elements?
You got it. The listing mentions the Garmin control for the autopilot, several Garmin GPS units, VHF radios. It's all there in the pilot house, protected from wind, spray, sun, everything at your fingertips in a comfortable, controlled environment. This, combined with the overall shelter the pilot house provides, makes this boat capable of handling some pretty rough weather. You can fish comfortably and safely, even when the elements aren't cooperating.
So before we wrap up our deep dive into the Swashbuckler, I do want to mention a few other notable features the listing touches on. There's a tuna tower, which folds down for transport.
Oh, that's a nice touch. Practical for storage and trailering.
And it has its own set of controls and navigation equipment up there. Plus, for the fishing enthusiasts, we've got a standing battle station, plenty of rod holders, lots of storage and fish boxes, and a live bait well. It really does seem like this boat was purpose-built for serious saltwater fishing.
It does, doesn't it? All the signs are there. That folding tuna tower adds versatility, not just for transport, but also for navigating under lower bridges. Having those secondary controls and electronics up top emphasizes its functionality for actively searching for and catching fish. And those dedicated fishing amenities, the battle station, the rod storage, the fish boxes, the live well, those are all essential for a successful and enjoyable fishing trip. And did you notice they mentioned a full suite of Garmin electronics throughout the boat?
I did, yeah. Top-of-the-line stuff.
It all points to a boat that's ready for anything, equipped to handle any situation a serious angler might encounter.
So let's bring it all together. We've really dug deep into what makes the Swashbuckler unique. We've seen how that commitment to non-ethanol fuel and regular maintenance has likely kept those Suzuki engines in top shape. That USCG unsinkable certification, that's a big one, a testament to McKee Craft's dedication to safety. And that custom Portuguese pilot house, it's not just a pretty face. It's a practical design that offers protection, visibility, and comfort for serious anglers who want to fish in all kinds of weather. It's all connected, right? It's not just about individual features, it's about the whole package, the way they all work together.
I couldn't agree more. These features tell a story about the boat, its intended use, the care it's received, that focus on engine longevity, the safety of the hull, the practicality of the pilot house. It all adds up to a well-maintained, thoughtfully designed vessel that's clearly ready for adventure.
It makes you think, doesn't it? Well, we've seen how those seemingly small details, the fuel, the unsinkable hull, the pilot house, they all add up to make a big difference. So it makes you wonder, in today's world with all the advancements in boat building and technology, what other seemingly minor details might actually have a huge impact on a boat's value, its reliability, how it performs out on the water, and ultimately the experience of the people who use it. It's like a ripple effect, right? The choices you make in design, the maintenance habits, even the primary purpose of the boat, they all come together to shape its journey. It's fascinating to think about.
I think that's a fantastic point. It really highlights how the little things, those often overlooked details, can have a huge impact on the performance and longevity of any complex machine, especially one that's designed to operate in such a harsh environment like the open ocean. Food for thought, isn't it?
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive, everyone.
Always a pleasure.
And until next time, happy boating.
Keep exploring.